Listen now to I Am Light, Tanya Love Show, I Am Light. That's a really good show. It's great. This is Cafe Supreme. It's really some great tasting coffee. Cafe Supreme.
Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the Tanya Love Show. It's so great to be back connecting with all of you. And as you all know, when I left, I had to take last week off because I was getting married. And so Ron and I are now officially married. Thank you, Amnon. So yeah, we're legit now. We had our Braveheart vows before, and now we are officially married. We gave our vows at Cannon Beach on Monday the 20th at 3:33, and it was a very small ceremony, just my beloved and I, and then my friend Megan, who actually officiated the ceremony, and then my friend Sarah took some video on my cell phone. And then our friend Chris and Maureen. Chris is a close friend, and he's a photographer, and so he did took a bunch of the photography for us, and he's still editing all that. So I look forward to sharing some of those pictures soon. But we did share one of them on Facebook. It's now my cover background for my Facebook page, and that's one of the shots he did of us on the beach, and he drew out "just married" in the sand. It was really romantic and sweet, and it was amazing because since I talk about laws of attraction so much on the show, I really live what I speak. I don't just preach it and then, not live it. So it was awesome because for the month before our vows, I was just every day in meditation, I would just thank, Mother Nature and thank the angels and the universe for just keeping that day really beautiful and sunny, and just to let it be a nice day so that we could do our vows and, have nature cooperating with us, and that everything would just flow beautifully. And it really did. Like, I ordered my dress and my headdress and my flowers and everything, like maybe 3 weeks before our wedding. Like, it just flowed, and everything got to us right when we needed it. Everything showed up maybe a week before we did our vows. And the day we got there, it was gorgeous weather. And the lady said they had just had some really bad weather, and that there was actually a wedding on the beach the week before, and the people were just getting poured on. And she said it was raining sideways, and some of the people came into her shop because she had a little like wine and alcohol and stuff. And she said that people came into her shop to buy, I think she said Fireball or something, which I've never had, but apparently they were freezing, and so she was getting them alcohol. So I was like, okay, that's an interesting way to handle that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a little Fireball. But so apparently they just got poured on, and I send them love, whoever they were, because I'm sure that was not as pleasant as an experience they could have had. But it's interesting because laws of attraction, like a lot of times if we're really in alignment and we're practicing and calling forth what we really want rather than what we don't want, we create that. And I don't really know these people, so I can't speak for them in a very intimate way, but I would be most likely assured that at some level they were putting out a vibration of, oh, I hope it doesn't rain, I hope it doesn't rain, which vibrationally is inviting rain. And it can happen, things can happen. And maybe there was a beautiful symbol for rain in their wedding. But I know that for me, I had no desire to go through that experience. And so I and all my friends and soul family and my beloved, I was just requesting that everyone really hold space with us and that they visualize it being gorgeous weather and nice. And it was. And the day we were there, it was absolutely beautiful. On the beach, it was a little bit windy, but we got some amazing epic photographs because of that wind, because my dress was very Lord of the Rings, and it had these long chiffon trails on the sleeves. And when I was walking down the beach, the photographer was taking pictures, and Chris is like, oh my God, I'm getting chills. Like, this is going to look so awesome. And I was like, well, that's a good sign when your photographer says whatever's happening is giving him chills. So apparently it worked out well, but it was really cool because he said it just looked like an angelic, like my angel wings were flying on the beach. And so that was kind of cool. And without the wind, it wouldn't have been able to, we wouldn't have got the shots like that. But it was gorgeous. And the next morning when we woke up, we went outside to go to breakfast, and Ron's looking outside and he goes, "Wow, what a great day not to get married." And so when I went and looked outside, it was just drizzly and rainy and gray and cold and windy. And I was like, "Oh, thank you." So it was even more confirmation, like literally Mother Nature kind of opened the skies up for us for that day. And then the rain came back. So it was pretty awesome. So thank you, Mother Nature and angels and everyone who is working behind the scenes. I really appreciate that. But yeah, it was a beautiful ceremony. We gave our vows, and then we went out to a nice dinner, and my beloved had a man named Michael come to our table, and he played the guitar and was just kind of playing background ambiance, nice sound, nice music. And he ended up burning us a CD, and really, really great guy, very sweet guy. And it was a beautiful day. And then my beloved and I just kind of went with the flow the next day. And we were like little kids. We went to Seaside, and then we went to Astoria, went and saw the Goonies house. And we were just going everywhere we felt led to go and playing. And it was really awesome. So I just want to send love to all of you that were holding space for us and that were sending good wishes to us. I really appreciate it. And thank you very much. But back to the show. I'm actually going to talk a little bit about what I did the day before my wedding, which was I spent the day with Dr. Wayne Dyer, and he was here in Portland leading a retreat called I Am Light. I think it was called I Am Light, something like that. But there's a song that Amnon's going to share on the feed, if he hasn't already, by India Ari, and it's called I Am Light. And I really encourage you guys to listen to that song if you get a chance. And there's a video with the lyrics, and the video is really beautiful. If you type in the one with the lyrics, it's got this cool, like, yoga-looking person that's hand-drawn, and then it kind of shows light coming out, and it's really beautiful. But this week, I led a Sacred Soul Sisters circle, and in the gathering, the women and I were really getting deep into some healing. And one of the women in particular, she had a lot of energy to clear and a lot of healing that was happening. And it was such a beautiful gathering and so sacred and just very intimate. And I felt so honored that, when women can come in, and men as well, but in this situation it was women, but they can come in and they can just feel so safe to be vulnerable and to feel whatever they need to feel and really deeply grieve and release energy that they need to release. And it was just a beautiful evening. And I just felt like every one of us that came showed up fully with love and support for each other. And it was just, I feel like every moment in life is a moment that's gifted to us. And we have this opportunity to show up with love. And when people don't, it's just a missed opportunity is the way I see it. But it's so beautiful when we all show up and we all seize the opportunity. And that's exactly what had happened. And it was just really beautiful. And I just feel like you guys and girls watching would really get something from the song. And at Dr. Wayne Dyer's event, essence, his message was that I am light. That was the overall message. And that you are light. We are all light. We are all consciousness. And we are in these human forms for a reason, and we're here to experience life. We're here to, really enjoy our lives and to move through experience so that our souls can learn whatever they're curious about, whatever they want to understand. And it was just a really beautiful retreat being with him. And I feel like he's, Dr. Wayne Dyer, he's a pretty straightforward guy, and he's fun. He's really funny, actually. But he just shares very vulnerably his own journey as far as like times where he's, maybe been in ego and how he's learned from his so-called mistakes, which I feel like we have experiences, and some of them are painful and some of them aren't, but I don't really necessarily believe in mistakes. I think that everything teaches us something. And for some souls, the so-called mistakes can be the most powerful teachers for them. I was talking to my client today in my yoga teacher training, and she was talking about someone that she cared about who had struggled with alcoholism. And for a long time, that person was, struggling, and they just felt shameful and bad about the fact that they couldn't control it. And that she at first was like, what do I do about this? But she just decided to focus on self-love and taking care of herself so that she could at least feel powerful no matter what this person was choosing to do. And it was interesting because she learned that that pain in this person she cared about actually brought her a lot of awareness, and it helped her become a better person, a more compassionate person, a more understanding, present person. And so her journey of finding self-love for herself and really honoring that alignment inspired this person to actually shift and give up alcohol. And it was really beautiful because she didn't go and tell them they had to, or throw a tantrum or shame them and say, you're a terrible person, you should stop drinking. There was no judgment or need to control. But yet it was so powerful how this person actually did choose the alignment just from being in that space with her of her alignment. And I talk about alignment all the time on this show, and it's because it's what my soul's here to talk about. And it's going to come through in all different ways. And some of you may hear this message once, and you're just going to be like, boom, I got it. And you may start to live your life in such a more beautiful way where you show up for life and you stop missing the opportunities to love. And some of you may hear my messages and be like, oh, that's a great idea. That's a great theory. Boom, I'm going to go get busy again and go back into my pain and my suffering. And then you might dabble back in, what's Tanya saying this week? Oh, yeah, she's still talking about alignment. I'm going to go back and get busy. And maybe you'll have to hear it 50 times before it really clicks and you understand that that is the most important thing we're all here to align with, is our alignment with Source. And so, like, today in yoga with this client I'm talking about, she's a very beautiful soul. I feel so honored to assist and serve souls like hers. And I have this man that I'm working with on Fridays, and these are both students that are mentoring with me for 3 months. And it's just so beautiful to sit with them and to just let Spirit speak through and just to completely surrender to the process and not have any agenda, not have any kind of, we've got to do this, we've got to get this accomplished, I've got to make sure they know this so that I look like a good teacher. None of that is there. But it's so beautiful because I've really learned to trust in Source and to trust that all I have to do is show up. All I have to do is open myself to be receptive to the consciousness and then allow that consciousness to move through me. And by doing so, it moves through me in so much more of such greater power than it ever did when I was trying to make things happen. And that's kind of my point for today, is to really focus on the light that you each are and to realize that you are that light. Some of you may really have forgotten. You may really be still running around kind of, flailing on the earth as little humans, thinking all you are is your body. Or some of you maybe have been raised in environments where you've been very conditioned to believe that you are your mind, and that if you can get more information in there, that will make you worthy, or it will make you, good enough or better than them, smarter, more achieved, whatever it is that seduces the ego. And for some, it's if I can be hotter and sexier than that girl, or if I can be, more talented than that guy, if I can have more buff muscles than that guy. Whatever it is that we're doing, if we're coming from that place, it's really coming from fear. And I have really looked at life, and I feel like the essential nugget of life, if we want to enjoy our life, is to come from a space of love. And self-love does not mean narcissism. Self-love means I love myself deeply and I honor myself I honor my body, my mind, my spirit. I honor my own time, my